Coach told me I can never miss a Monday. Hey, look, it's never miss a Monday. Hey, look, it's never miss a Monday. Hey, look, it's never miss a Monday. Coach told me I can never miss a Monday. Hey, look, it's never miss a Monday. Hey, look, it's never miss a Monday. Wine on Saturday, wine on Sunday. But Coach told me I can never miss a Monday.
Good day. Welcome to the Monday Night Live Real Estate Call-In Show with Coach Mike. I'm your host, Rick Davis. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I urge you to do so at Prime Real Estate Rick. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in residential or commercial real estate anywhere in the great state of Texas, but especially here in the lovely city of Houston, you can reach me directly on Instagram at Prime Real Estate Rick. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here with you this Monday, just like it is every Monday here at this time. And I want to thank everyone in the audience for tuning in. I want to invite everyone in the audience, get involved in today's show. Record yourself using your smartphone, asking Coach Mike a relevant real estate question. Submit it to the Monday Night Live call-in line at the number you see on the screen. And our super producer, Jay Joseph, may very well choose your question to be answered on today's show. As always, man, I want to thank my co-host for carving some time out of his busy schedule. And I'd like to introduce him to you all at this time. He is not only a highly successful real estate broker, he is also the co-founder of Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm. I want to thank him for carving some time out for us this Monday, just like he does every week. And I'd like to introduce to our audience, you know him as Coach Mike, but I'd like to introduce Mr. Michael G. Davis. How you doing, Coach?
What is up, Rick D? What is going on, man? Excited to be here on this Memorial Day, Monday. Shout out to our veterans that are sacrificing their lives every day. Man, just excited to be here, brother.
Hey, man, you know how it is, man. It's one of those holiday Mondays, Memorial Day Mondays. But, you know, just like we always in real estate, those long weekends are some of the busiest times. Those holiday weekends are some of the times where real estate professionals like yourself and myself are at our most busy while we're out there helping and serving in the community. So, Coach, for our audience, what's been going on this weekend and what's been going on in the world of Coach Mike?
Hey, man, busy as always, brother. And yeah, I agree with you. You know, when people are able to take off from work and still get paid, you know, a lot of times they like to catch up on that real estate the needs. So yeah, we stay pretty packed. But no, another jam-packed weekend, another jam-packed week. We had a great event on last week. We brought in some young ladies with U.S. Bank, and they talked about how they had a program where if you purchase new homes within the county, Harris County, you can get up to 45% off the list price. Man, that was, you know, just mind-blowing to bring them in, and they share that information with us. We also brought in a gentleman, Mr. Ken Henry, with Numa Wines. Mm-hmm. And they presented a collection of mead wines that they have. So we had a little wine tasting in the office on last Thursday. Yeah, that was very enjoyable. But yeah, no, so we're definitely staying jam-packed and continuing to push out a lot of activities to keep our agents active, to keep the market very active. So yeah, that's how we took care of that last week.
You know, Coach Mike, you know, these long holiday weekends you mentioned before when so much activity is going on. Good for our new agents in the audience. What type of marketing things would you do on these type of holiday weekends when you were new in the industry and you were out there trying to get your name out there and promote your services?
Yeah, you know, a lot of times with the holidays, you can spend time, you know, social media wise, engaging with people. Especially if you know people in your sphere of influence, and if maybe they work in the service, you can reach out to them directly, send them something specific, unique text, just a text or direct message on social media or something directly to them. Maybe you could again post something on social media, because here's the thing when it comes to holidays, if you're not like working with a client. Then people are typically with their family. They're, you know, visiting. They're at people's homes. So you may not get a lot of response if you do like one-on-one calls, one-on-one texts with people on holidays. But people are definitely engaging on social media. Also, because it's a little light as far as people engaging, calling you, things like that, you can really catch up on implementation of your actual marketing strategy. Right? I think these are great opportunities where things slow down. You can sit down, look at your marketing strategy, reassess what your goals are with that, measure the results that you're getting from certain platforms or doing certain activities, and possibly readjust some of those activities that you're doing in your overall marketing strategy. So it's a great opportunity to sit down and give that a hard look as well.
That's great advice, Coach Mike, because it's amazing how, as we continue the Monday Night Live call-in show, how your message is starting to resonate with so many real estate professionals, new and tenured, as well as those affiliate members at Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm that aren't licensed yet, but are working in that direction. So how have you been, as far as how have you received the outpouring of appreciation from that new realtor community as far as doing this show and giving them some advice as far as getting their real estate career started and some of the things that they can do to be more productive in their real estate career?
Oh, no, absolutely. They're loving it, right? Because it's just not a lot of individuals like myself, like yourself, that are willing to contribute our energies and our times and be sincere about wanting to help new individuals in this business and in this career. People are genuinely appreciative of someone senior in this business that has a wider range of knowledge and that is completely open with sharing that knowledge to anyone, whether we do it through Monday Night Live, whether we do it through our coaching, our mentor program, our study hall. All of these things are a part of Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm. And they're not just for new licensed individuals, but also our real estate student affiliates. There's not really anywhere else that people can go and get that amount of support and that many layers of support to help them jumpstart their career.
Exactly. And Coach Mike, we get so many messages, emails, voicemail calls when we're not actually going live or recording the show, that we try to make sure we take note of so that following week we can touch on some of those hot button topics that those in the real estate sphere would like for us to touch on. And the amazing part about this week, Coach, is you'll be surprised how many real estate professionals have questions for you in regards to not only residential, but as well as commercial leases, and helping people go out and find properties that they can lease for certain amounts of time. So, Coach Mike, I want to get to some of those questions this week. And if you're ready, Coach, I want to get to our first question from the text line.
I'm ready, man. Let's do it.
Let's see what we got going. Coach Mike, what is the best way to search properties for lease by owner for certain high-rise locations?
Okay. What is the best way to search properties for lease by owner for certain high-rise locations? Well, here's the thing, Rick. Like, there really is not. Like, okay, so look at it from a standpoint of I'm a lease by owner, right? So, and I want people to know that my property is for lease. Well, if I'm not going to hire a realtor, then that means I'm not going to have access to the MLS, which is the most comprehensive marketplace to put your information. Well, if I'm not going to be on the MLS, then that means I have to look for alternative sites online that will allow me to post my property, right? And we know what they are, right? Like Craigslist, that's where you can kind of post your properties for sale. For lease. I don't know if there's any other ones out there because they come and go, where they give the lease by owners or sell by owners the opportunity to market their own properties. So you have to go to one of those sites that's doing it. Other than that, you would have to have access to that actual high rise. And we know a lot of times with security precautions and things like that, you being a real estate professional, being able to get into that high rise, not knowing anybody that lives there or having any reason to get into that high rise would be challenging. right? So I would think as a lease by owner, and that's only if the high rise and the management company would allow it. Maybe they have a board or something that they could put their flyer, for lease. Maybe they could put it at the front for lease. But for a lease by owner not using a realtor, especially in a high rise location, they're not going to have many options as it relates to marketing their property. So as a real estate professional, when looking for something like that, those are really the places that you want to go. Like I said, Craigslist, they may go there with it, or going into the actual high rise and seeing if they have a place or if they have something internal for landlords or for people who are looking to rent their units out that you could tap into. There's not really any other options because you don't have a place you can put a sign. You're not on HAR, right? So it's really just about your networks and working those networks.
And then also, and I'd like to add, Coach Mike, and this is just to piggyback on some of the points that you were making. Since access would be a challenge in this particular scenario, I would ask everyone in the community to leverage their network, leverage their real estate relationships. There may very well be a real estate pro that you know or have networked with that may have a listing in that same high rise. And even though they are selling, chances are they may have marketed to all the other owners there to potentially list theirs and were turned down, or were told that certain owners would like to sell it on their own behalf. And you never know, that may be a way to see, well, were there any owners in that community that weren't as receptive to working with you that were thinking about leasing it on their own? And that may be another idea to go about trying to get some of that information, because like you mentioned, Coach Mike, those for sale by owners, they're challenging to find out about because those owners don't have the access to get their message out to the sphere that a licensed real estate professional does using the MLS.
Yeah, they don't have the platform. And, for a real estate agent, especially a new agent, I don't want you to feel like you're a miracle worker, right? So if you get a client and they're only interested in high rise locations, and if it's there, if you're not seeing anything on the MLS that they're liking, and they're saying, well, what about lease by owners? Hey, look, it's only so much that you can do. And no matter the expectations that people have on you or on our profession, there's only so much that you can do for people, and be okay with saying, hey, look, this is the extent, right? Again, I want you to be creative, right? I want you to exhaust all your options. But when you get to that point of, hey, man, I've done kind of everything that I can because your situation is so unique, be comfortable with, accepting that and saying that to them.
I thank you so much, commend you for touching on more nuanced questions and talk about more unique situations, because as a real estate pro, new or seasoned, you're going to run into situations, you're going to run into families that their needs are unique to their specific situation. So as adept as we can get in handling different situations, different time frames, different types of property, residential versus commercial, will just make you stronger as a real estate pro. So like you said, Coach Mike, don't feel as if you have to be able to solve every situation, because like you said before, you can't work miracles. But I would urge everyone to be exhaustive in your education. Stay on top of the latest and the greatest and the newest changes and trends in the industry, and check out the Monday Night Live Real Estate Call-In Show with Coach Mike, and you'll stay definitely at the top crust of what's going on out here, and you'll know everything that needs to be known to help everybody in the community.
That's right.
And Coach, it seems like the questions that we received this week are all pretty unique. So I'm curious to hear your advice for the person who submitted our second question from the text line. So let's check this one out.
Let's go with it.
Coach Mike, I have a couple that's looking for a rental. They don't have the best credit, but they have the income. How do we work around the credit issue?
Okay. Rick, that's something that we see a lot of, right? We see a lot of that in this business that we do. I wish there was I could answer this question with a broad brush, but I can't, because it's really dependent on the landlord, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's really dependent on what's important to the landlord and their criteria. If I had to put my rule of thumb at it, right, again, putting myself in the landlord's shoes, like I'm always about that. It's if I was on the other side, right, if I'm going to empathize with the other side, the person that's across the table, what would be important to me? What would I care about? Well, if I'm a landlord and I want to rent my house out, these are the things that I care about. Number one, is my rent going to get paid on time, right? I care about that. That's important to me. Number two, are you going to tear my house up? Right? I care about that. I care about if you're going to tear my house up. And to be honest with you, Rick, those are the two biggest concerns that a landlord would have, right? Mm-hmm. So to determine if they're going to get their house torn up, right? They kind of look at your criminal report, right? And to determine if you're going to pay them their rent, they look at, your income, how much money you make. They look at if you have any eviction reports, evictions or things like that. They look at your rental history, right? So those are the mechanisms that they use to determine if you're going to pay them on time, if you're going to tear their house up. So the landlord don't want no headaches, right? Well, so then they also look at your credit score to dictate or determine if you're going to pay your rent on time. So they look at that as well. All right. So now, if your credit score is not the biggest advocate for you paying bills on time, right? Mm-hmm. Then understanding that that's going to be a concern for the landlord, you have to put things in place to where you can mitigate that. Now, a good thing is if you got cash, right? Well, maybe the landlord will be willing for you to pay maybe a couple of months up front, just to deal with any headaches, that may be coming. They may be open to that, right? The landlord may, maybe you are able to articulate what it is that has caused your credit to go down, right? It may be one of those situations where it had to do with a cable bill or a phone bill or an internet. It ain't got nothing to do with rent. You pay your rent on time, right? You pay your car note and your major stuff on time. Maybe it was just a moment in time in your life where, you got behind on some things, right? Because think about it, Rick. Yeah. All you gotta do is be late 30 days. Right? You just have to have a delinquency of 30.
We're going to work on Coach Mike's signal, his Wi-Fi signal right now, but I agree with everything that Coach Mike was mentioning. So for everyone in the audience, what Coach Mike is speaking of is about mitigating the risk for the landlord. So the best thing that I can advise real estate professionals to do when they do have clients that are looking to lease and they have credit score challenges is to be as transparent with the leasing agent and the landlord as possible. It'll also help if your clients can create a handwritten note explaining the credit challenges that are reflected in their credit score, how they went about getting those problems rectified, and what they've done to make sure that they don't have those same credit issues in the future. Also, something that's very important, and Coach Mike mentioned this, is that if financially your clients are capable, being able to offer additional deposit or a larger deposit will show those property owners and or landlords that not only are you serious about their particular home, but you are willing to invest in yourself to show that not only that you're trustworthy, but also that you can fulfill commitments. The best thing that I would always like to mention, this is something that I talk to my clients about a lot who do have certain credit score challenges, is that the great thing about leasing a home versus leasing an apartment is that you are dealing with the property owner and their representative directly. as opposed to dealing with a property management company or a corporation. And corporations a lot of times are what owns apartment complexes and multifamily housing units. And with that being the case, and since you're dealing with an individual, you can appeal to some of their sensibilities as far as some of the challenges that have been going on because of the pandemic, some of the challenges that have gone on, especially if you got behind on bills because of the Texas freeze that we had here a couple of years ago. Because when listing agents and property owners look at credit scores and background checks and credit reports, a lot of times people's personal credit histories can be so long that they may not necessarily have the time or the wherewithal to look through every page of your background check and credit report to really get an accurate view on the person that is applying, why their credit score is where it is, and what may have caused everything that they have shown reflected. I think we're ready to bring Coach Mike back on, and we have him dialed back in. So, Coach Mike, are you back dialed in with us, brother? Okay, well, we're still waiting on Coach Mike. Oh, yeah, I want to make sure I thank everyone, man. Everyone out there who supports Brooks and Davis television on YouTube, the Prime Real Estate Network podcast on YouTube. I want to thank everyone. We've seen such a great and exciting leap in the interaction, the amount of subscribers, and the amount of people that like and share the videos. And for that, I want to thank everyone. I think super producer J. Joe has Coach Mike dialed back in. Let's see if we can bring Coach Mike back in. How you doing, Coach?
Man, I am back, brother. I am back. Just having some connection issues back here, but I think I've stabilized them. So, man, I'm back in action, baby.
Oh, no, it's perfect, Coach Mike, because all I did was piggyback on some of the points that you were already making as far as working with clients that may have some credit score challenges as far as leasing homes and working with property owners. So yeah, I just pretty much mentioned everything that you mentioned, Coach Mike, that handwritten letters explaining the situation, being able to offer an added deposit to show that you're willing to invest in your credit worthiness. And then also, I also mentioned that the hidden blessing of dealing with property owners is that you are dealing with the ultimate decision maker.
Right.
So if you're able to present your case, present your file in a way that can illustrate not just a credit score, but an all-around financial picture of your clients, you'll be surprised how often those explanations can be the difference between an application being approved and an application being denied.
Absolutely. Because like any landlord, like I said, if you put yourself in their shoes, they want to rent their property out to a good person, right? Mm-hmm. So you just got to show your client as a good person, right?
Yes.
You know, don't allow what the credit score says, or, you know, don't allow that to frame your person as a bad person. And if you leave it up to just the credit report, which a lot of agents do, they just leave it up to what the report says, then that's why they have a hard time. But when the landlord is determining, maybe they're looking at different files and determining who they want to rent their property to, they want to rent it to a good person. So you got to go above and beyond to really just showcase your client as a good person, even if they've made some mistakes that have hit dings on their credit. That doesn't make them a bad person because of those situations. So just paint that picture for the landlord to help them easy see your client for who they really are.
Oh, no, absolutely. I agree totally, Coach Mike. And this advice, if implemented correctly, I believe will help so many real estate professionals in our audience work through some of the challenges that comes with dealing with first-time buyers and first-time renters. So absolutely. I urge everyone, soak up this information, take it in, add it to your tool belt so that you can better help and service those clients in the community that need that particular type of unique marketing of their file and their leasing applications.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Hey, Coach Mike, we have another question from the text line that I think is something that'll trigger from some of the discussions you've had on Brooks and Davis TV. So if you're ready to hit this third question, Coach Mike, I have it tapped in and ready, lined up for you.
Let's do it. Let's rock and roll.
Coach Mike, as a realtor, I've only done residential real estate. Can I help my client find an event center to lease? Now, Coach Mike, this is a question, and I knew this would be something that would trigger a lot of some of your training and education for Brooks and Davis staff, is because, and my first question for you, Coach Mike, why is it so hard for some agents that work in residential to transition and see themselves working in commercial? And to answer the question that was asked, can someone who's traditionally worked in residential real estate help someone with a commercial lease?
Well, no, yeah, my response to that, Rick, is absolutely. Right? Absolutely. Like coming into this business, like it's so much opportunity in real estate that you don't have to just pigeonhole yourself into a specific genre. I know that there's a prevailing message in our industry, hey, get you a niche. The people that specialize, they're the ones that make the most money. I get that. My response to that, Rick, is before you do that, though, you need to experience everything that's out there. And if you decide that you're going to get you a niche, fall into a niche, well, at least you would have been exposed to a multitude of opportunities, to a multitude of disciplines that you can get into when it comes to real estate. So, new agents, they come in and they're like, oh, I need to find my niche. No, you don't. You need to try to experience as much as you can. Whatever, if a client has a real estate need, your answer needs to be yes, I can help you. Now, I get it. You may not have expertise when it comes to that. Well, but there's plenty of people that do have expertise that you partner up with, that you co-broker with. Like my very first commercial deal, I partnered up with a commercial broker and we did the deal together. And I split the commission in half with him. And guess what? I learned so much from working with that broker that the next time I needed to do a commercial deal, I knew what I was doing. Like I didn't need to split it again. So my recommendation would be yes. Help your client, whether it's commercial, whether it's farm and ranch, whether it's whatever it is. And then just find you an agent, offer the opportunity for them to partner with you on it, somebody that is well-versed in that, and gain that knowledge. It's worth it. Like it's worth breaking bread with that person, because when you get knowledge of something, no one can take it away from you, right? That's why we hear all the time, Rick, a millionaire, he could lose all his money, and very soon he'll be a millionaire again. Why is that? Because when he made that million, he learned how to do it. That knowledge came with it. So now he can duplicate. He can do it over and over again. So knowledge is power. Now knowledge is invaluable. So that's how I would approach it. Yes, absolutely, Rick. Whatever discipline of real estate, especially if you're new, learn it, determine if it's something that you want to build a niche in or not, or you want to continue to be a general practitioner. You can find success in all of that, Rick.
And this is just as a follow-up, because I want to make sure everyone in the audience is clear about your message, Coach Mike. If one of your new agents at Brooks and Davis Real Estate were to call you and say, well, Coach, I have a client that is looking for a space to lease for a new convenience store. I have no idea how to handle this, Coach Mike. What should I do?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, like I said, look for an agent. I mean, for me personally, I would partner them with an agent in the firm because I'm
absolutely right.
Yeah, with what everybody does. So I'll be like, hey, get with this person. But some of the immediate steps is because they're thinking, hey, if there's an MLS for residential, there's an MLS for commercial. It is, but it's different, right? They have that MLS, but some of it you got to pay to play. But in that commercial space, it's about identifying the location that the person wants to be in And you got to do it the old way, man. Rick, you got to get in that car. You got to draw that area. You got to look for signs. You got to look for opportunities. You may find an abandoned building that'll be perfect for what this person's looking for. And now you got to do some skip tracing to find out who the owner is to determine if they would be willing to sell. So, yeah, there's a lot of, commercial is not as cookie cutter. And not saying residential is all the way cookie cutter, but commercial ain't even close. Right? It's each situation and scenario is unique to itself, and that's why I feel like it's smart that whenever you're about to do something that you're not familiar with, that you pull somebody else in that's already walked that path.
And the reason I had to make sure I gave you that, provide you with that follow-up question, Coach Mike, because it's a natural segue for you to talk about the training, the mentorship, and the education that you provide the Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm's family. And we always call Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm a family because we are a real estate family. And questions like this come up so often during discussions and during trainings. So just talk about that platform of education, mentorship, and training that you provide at Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm, and share with our audience about what they can expect this week if they follow Brooks and Davis TV and if they keep up with Coach Mike online.
Absolutely. No, we got a lot of things coming down the pipeline. Super excited. A lot of stuff that's going to take us into the middle of June that I'm going to share. But yes, we are super serious about our agent development program, our agent support program. That's what we're about at Brooks and Davis. And we put our money where our mouth is. We're one of the only companies to where our agents are going to get a coach, one-on-one coaching, and all of this is included in the split. You're going to get a one-on-one coach. You're going to get a mentor, right? We have our group messaging system, which offers like a messaging board for people to connect. We have a hotline that people can tap into. We have a private Facebook group, and all of this is on top of, the multiple events that we're doing all the time, the multiple trainings that we're doing. We're so serious about agent development that we have a head. A part of our leadership team is a head of agent development. We have our real estate student affiliate program. We have 2 leaders that run that program. So when you come in and you're brand new, or even if you're not brand new, and you just know that you haven't been able to maximize your success in this business because you haven't had support, then you're going to get an outpouring of support once you get plugged in to our ecosystem. When you get plugged into our family, our network, when you get plugged in, then it's really going to help take your business to the next level, because now you no longer have to guess. We're in the eliminate the guessing piece of this. The knowledge base that us brokers have, the years that are under our belt. It's no reason that a new agent or any agent should be out here guessing when it comes to this market and this business. But yet there's so many agents out there guessing. And with us, don't like you'll get reprimanded at Brooks and Davis if you out there trying to guess, because it don't make sense. What is you doing? Right? Stop. There's too many people that want to help you. So don't try to work so hard. Work smarter. Don't work harder. So that really speaks to how we support. What we have coming down the pipeline again. We have 2 more shows that are part of the BND TV. Really, we got 3 more shows part of the BND TV. 2 of them are going to be on tomorrow. It is our Real to Life podcast. So we have another outstanding guest that we're going to be interviewing tomorrow at 12:30. And then we have our mastermind through tough times. Real estate professionals just talking a little bit about real estate professionals talking about randomness, right? Right. We have we look at a trending topic, kind of give people insights about, our opinions about that. We'll see what's happening on Twitter. That's our social platform of medium of social media platform of choice. We also, we'll talk about a real estate topic, as well as offer tips to real estate professionals. We do a little crazy. We call Real Estate Gone Wild. So you'll get a little crazy story. That we're going to talk about as well. But our random topic for tomorrow, Obi-Wan Kenobi gives us a look at what recycled clothes should look like. So that's what we're going to be. That's what we're That's what we're going to be talking about tomorrow. So that's at 2:30. Again, both of those we go live on our Facebook page and on our YouTube channel. But then on Wednesday, we have our new agent orientation.
New agents, yes.
Yeah, for our new agent orientation. The goal of that is for new agents, when you join a new firm or a new company, you have that pain of feeling lost. So our goal is to eliminate that. So we do our orientation the first and third Wednesday of every month. Our agents, they're going to learn how to get their business cards, how to get their badges, how to get connected with their emails, tools, and resources that we offer. They're able to meet the leadership team, as well as sign up for their coaching, sign up for the mentoring program. So that's where we get them all connected and ready to go. And then on Thursday, we're going to be bringing in Mr. Wes Ozunde with Matador Lending. And he's going to be talking about how they provide short-term financing for buyers who flip houses. That's very interested to hear about what that program looks like. He's also going to talk about how they create owner financing with any home available on the market. So you can do owner finance, any property that's for sale, they can create owner financing for that, as well as a wide variety of loans for borrowers who may not fit in that traditional box. So Wes is going to come in. He's going to provide a little food for us. So if y'all want to eat, you got to come to the corporate office. But it's also going to be simulcast on Zoom as well. So we're going to be doing that on Thursday at 12 o'clock. And remember, you do not have to be a licensed agent with Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm to be able to take advantage of our events, right? You just have to be licensed. And then you can be non-licensed, but you just have to be a member of our real estate student affiliate program, which this Thursday we're having our study hall. So after Wes does his presentation in that event at 12, 6 o'clock in that evening, it's a great opportunity for our real estate student affiliates, for our mentees and new agents, as well as our dual career agents. Those that are not necessarily available during the day, they're more available in the evening times. A great way for us all to engage. They're able to engage with leaders of the organization as well, able to learn the basics of real estate. We talk about, helping those real estate student affiliates get prepared, give them some tips and techniques and strategies to ensure that they find success in passing that exam, as well as our new agents, give them tips, strategies, allow them to engage so they can find success as well. So that's on Thursday. And then I said there were 4 parts of the BND weekly lineup. Black in Real Estate is a digital platform that we have as well. So I want to remind people, go to our YouTube channel. It's a digital web series that we put out that really speaks to the challenges and the issues as it relates to real estate. We talk a lot about the wealth gap, and the reality is that the wealth gap in this country was created by real estate. And I'm a big believer of, for you to fix it, you got to use the same thing that caused it, and that's going to be real estate. So definitely check out at Black in Real Estate on Instagram, as well as if you go to our YouTube channel, we have a playlist that showcases that digital series, Black in Real Estate, as well. Spread the word, send it to as many Black real estate professionals as possible, because it's on us, Rick, that if we're going to get more Black people in the homes, we're going to get more Black people to take advantage of this vehicle called real estate, whether that's through them purchasing, whether that's through them investing, whether that's through them getting licensed themselves, whether that's becoming an inspector, appraiser, mortgage person, title company, right? It's just so many opportunities that Black people can take advantage of this vehicle called real estate. So we really want to promote, inspire, and encourage people, Black professionals, to get more intentional about it. So that's what Black in Real Estate is all about as well. So that's what we got coming. Oh, a couple of things. Now, they're not this week, but they're definitely coming up. I actually am partnering with the Houston Association of Realtors I'm a part of their real estate advisory committee, real estate professional development. It's the professional development advisory committee. So again, I'm real big. We're real big on how agents are developed, right? So we're working with the Houston Association of Realtors on that as well. There's a team summit. I actually was a part of their promotional campaign for that. So I want to promote that as well. That's going to be on June 15th. The team summit through the Houston Association of Realtors. So if you're wanting to build a team, you want to learn more about a team, you're ready to scale your business, well, this summit will be perfect for you. This one-day summit that the Houston Association of Realtors is putting on. Again, that's June 15th. And then also that same day, I'm going to be on a panel with my co-founder, LarryWBrooks. It's a mastermind class that's going to be at Cadillac Bar. That's off Washington Avenue. Cadillac Bar, June 15th. And it's expertise is going to be on a panel with some other heavy hitters in the real estate business. We're really, I know one of the things we're really going to be talking about is, as new agents, how to build momentum. Like, what's the thing that's stopping new agents from taking off? Like, what's stopping them from jump starting? So we're really going to be addressing that because, I feel new agents come in, they're a little bit more passive than they need to be. Well, I'd say this. The passivity of how they're approaching the business is contributing to why they're not able to get the traction that they want. So that's also going to be on June 15th. I want everybody to be on the lookout. We'll go ahead and get that information onto our website, in the events page on our website. We'll get that information on there as well. So make sure you go to the events page on our website to register for anything that I talked about. That's in-house, that's Brooks and Davis. And then as far as the HAR and the masterclass, we'll have the flyers on there, which will show you where you can go to register for those events as well. So got a lot of stuff coming down, Rick.
Absolutely, man. And I urge everyone in our audience to take advantage, get involved, follow Coach Mike on Instagram. If you are an aspiring real estate professional, go to brooksanddavis.com, schedule a consultation, learn more about the Brooks and Davis real estate family. You can always stop by and catch up on old episodes of the Monday Night Live, the Prime Real Estate Network on our YouTube channels. I urge everyone to stop by the Prime Real Estate Network channel on YouTube, as well as the Brooks and Davis Real Estate channel on YouTube. Like, share, subscribe, stay involved, stay tapped in, because we do this for everyone out there in the real estate community to thrive and improve. Coach Mike, is there any final words you have with the audience before we sign off this week, sir?
You know what, Rick? Just let's go out there, man. Let's be great. Again, you guys tap into what we're offering, right? Again, yes, we offer a lot for Brooks and Davis real estate agents, but we're about being an asset to the industry, right? So if you got questions, you got comments, connect with us on social media. We're here to help. We're a resource for you.
Absolutely, man. And on behalf of CEO Coach Mike, Mr. Michael G. Davis, I'm Prime Real Estate Rick. I want to thank everyone in the audience for tuning in this week. Until next week, in this same Monday night time, if you need anything, please reach out to myself and Coach Mike directly. But as we say every week before we sign off, everyone out there in the audience, please be safe and be blessed.